Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you Comic News 7/11/2026. I just had one comic this week, and there's some news that I just kind of want to talk about, just to have something else to kind of talk about comics related, because sometimes I see certain stuff and I'm like, oh, and sometimes I talk about it in reviews or whatnot, if it kind of links up with what's kind of going on, or in regards to what usually happens if it linking up with like solicitations or whatnot. This time, that didn't really happen out, so I'm just kind of like making a little video for it. And we're getting close to San Diego Comic-Con, so we'll be getting some more kind of comic news there, and I'll talk about that as well, unless it kind of... No, it probably shouldn't link up completely. I mean, it'll probably come out around the same time of certain solicitations and everything, but the solicitations will be different from what we'll be learning about from Comic-Con for like Marvel, DC, and any other kind of ones as well. No, I don't want to turn it off. So, let us crack into this. We got a lot of interesting kind of announcements for crossovers. Skybound unveils surprise G.I. Joe and Tomb Raider comic crossover, having an interesting kind of thing there of like Lara versus like one of the Cobras. It's like, okie dokie. Let's see, technically it's already underway. Made a surprise appearance in the pages of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero 330. The appearance sets the stage for bigger crossover in the form of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Tomb Raider. The 5-issue limited series launches in October 2026. That's pretty cool there. It's kind of odd to link them together, but I mean, it's not the most impractical kind of one. I mean, she like hunts tombs and stuff like that. Cobra would go after some artifacts. She'd team up with G.I. Joe to be like, stop them motherfuckers. And I'm like, alright. Let's see. So, it's written by Kyle Higgins and drawn by Elena Casagrande. Oh, cool. She did Black Widow. The creative team also includes colorist Alex Gomares, and letterer Pat Brosseau. Spanning out of the events of issue 330, this new series pairs Lara Croft with Shipwreck and a team of Joes as they race to Cobra Island to track down a long-lost treasure. Before I even got to it. Standing in their way are the Baroness and Destro, who seek the treasure for themselves. Tomb Raider meets G.I. Joe and Lost Artifact, a Destro plot, and a joint infiltration mission to Cobra Island. The appeal of a story like this should be obvious, said Higgins in a statement. I agree with you on that. It's like, okay, then it's just executing it and seeing how it would go. Having never had the opportunity to work with either, I was quite excited when Alex and Tone called to ask me if I'd like to build an adventure for both. We're talking some really fun swings with both brands, and there are definitely some deep cuts for G.I. Joe fans. That's cool. I'm extremely happy to have the chance to draw one of the top myths in my life, Lara Croft, said Casagrande. It will be epic to see her in this adventure with the G.I. Joe team, fighting to solve one of her iconic mysteries on Cobra Island. I'm looking forward to showing you more pages. Let's see. Also include the comic word enough. Hasbro is also introducing Lara Croft. That is a fucked up sentence. Its longest running G.I. Joe classified action figures line. Get a closer look at the new Tomb Raider figure below. That's kind of cool. Well, at least they're actually going for it. It'll be released on October 7th, and you can pre-order it at comic book shops. Like, wow. That's kind of cool. The thing is, we keep getting some crazy-ass crossovers. Like, Batman, Superman, Weird Al. World's weirdest is the superhero crossover we didn't know we needed. When Batman and Superman join forces, you have one of the weirdest pairs in pop culture. Let's see. And of course, these are kind of like... This one's, of course, a kind of older kind of one. But you're like, alright, that's going to be kind of weird. Of course, the fifth dimension is hit with an affliction that turns everything dull and ordinary, but as Mr. Mizpatik reaches out to Superman and Batman for help, the same plague has struck Earth. Instead of dialing H for here, there's only one person to call, Weird Al. Get ready for a wild one-shot where the one and only Weird Al Yankovic joins the world's finest. So that's an interesting kind of one-shot one there. That one is September 2nd. Getting kind of closer there. And let's see. That's not there. Let me go to this one. This one fucking surprised me. Let's see here. Judge Dredd and Biker Mice from Mars collide in new comic crossover and collectibles partnership. Ooh. Now, I'm mainly kind of talking about these because sometimes in the solicitations I'm just like, oh, that's kind of weird, and then seeing what's kind of going on with it. Judge Dredd is headed for his strangest crossover yet as the lawman of Mega City 1 collides with biker mice from Mars in a new 2-issue event that will also launch an ambitious collectibles partnership. Interesting that it's 2 issues. Now, I'm an old motherfucker. Not the oldest motherfucker, but I was into biker mice from Mars. Now, not gigantically, like them, Cowboys and Moon Mesa came in around the same time, had the toys and everything, like, oh, they look kind of cool and everything like that. And now, Judge Dredd, my main experience has not been really comics. It has been like the Sylvester Stallone movie and the Carl Urban movie. I like the Stallone one because of how stupid it is and like how it takes that kind of shit just seriously enough. And I like the Carl Urban one more because it actually takes it kind of serious. It's not like it's like the difference between a good bad movie and a bad movie, where the bad movie takes itself too seriously and fucks itself up. That's not the Carl Urban one. It's a good movie that takes itself just seriously enough of what's kind of going on. The Stallone one's like, this is fucking freaky and insane, but let's kind of like run with it and see what's kind of going on. I am the law kind of shit. It's like, all right. And just like how they chew the scenery and everything. Different kind of objectives. So that's my kind of main experience with Judge Dredd. Biker Mice from Mars, I liked seeing him kind of like deal with the kind of crazy shenanigans that were kind of going on. Like, as you can see throughout most of the kind of 90s kind of cartoons, it's like one kind of animal kind of thing took off and they're like, we're gonna fucking toy ass the shit out of these motherfuckers. Though there were some interesting kind of things, like very middling levels of success, like Street Sharks, Colors of Moon Mesa, and of course Biker Mice from Mars. Incidentally enough, I had the toys of them as well, and I was interested in them. Not to the level of like an extreme kind of fandom of it, where I would build an identity around it. It was just like, oh, these are kind of cool. The toys are kind of cool and do some interesting stuff. I kind of want to learn what's going on with this crazy wacky shit. So it's like, all right. And of course, they seem to be kind of bucking that in with more of the kind of collectibles partnership, which I'm surprised that they haven't done more on with certain kind of crossover stuff. I only wonder if it kind of took the Fortnitification of certain kind of stuff and doing that kind of digital like collectible kind of shit that people are like, wait a minute, we can make a lot of fucking toys and shit out of this and get people to get them. Now, granted, this will be, stupidly enough, more marketed towards the older adults, so they will probably be of a higher kind of price point, instead of being like marketed towards kids to have fun with the actual toys. It's just a complete and utter shift of the marketing demographic because the kids don't buy it. Like, you want it's how you would tactically kind of work on that. Sorry, that's kind of getting a little bit weirder weeds, but since I have a business degree, I look at who these are for, and the thing is, most of this stuff is just being marketed for more and more people that have more and more disposable income, which is increasingly a smaller segment. It's getting kind of nutty, but we'll see how these are kind of priced. Let's see. Head of San Diego Comic-Con, the nacelle company Oni Press, and Rebellion have announced a new publishing and merchandising partnership that kicks off with Judge Dredd, Biker Mice from Mars, Issue 1, a 2-issue crossover event that will be arriving in comic book shops in December of 2026. The oversized 40-page series will be written by Dan Waters, Mask, Batman Dark Patterns, and Ryan O'Sullivan, Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War, with artwork by Jordi Tarragona and Justice Gods Among Us. Oh, cool. Crossover begins. The dystopian sprawl of Mega City 1 and the high-octane world of the Martian freedom fighters Throttle, Vinny, and Moto. Story begins when the villainous duo Limburger and Carbuncle discover a new world ripe for exploitation. Their plans quickly go sideways when the biker mice intervene, leading to the trio to become stranded in Mega City 1, a city of 400 million citizens where Judge Dredd is the law. Things only escalate when the arrival of the Martian heroes attract the attention of Judge Dredd, forcing enemies and allies alike into a battle for survival. Let's see. According to Rebellion's head of publishing, Ben Smith, the pairing felt natural from the outset. Mutants and Mayhem are the two founding pillars of Judge Dredd's world, so when Oni and Nacelle approached us about a crossover with the Biker Mice from Mars, we knew this would be exactly our kind of thrill power, Smith said. The Biker Mice from Mars are the perfect fit for Dredd's radical, radioactive vision of the future, and this is going to be a revved-up, all-action spectacle for fans. Kind of agree there. It's a little bit gnarly, and you're like, how would these two crossovers, like, there's crazy-ass shit in Judge Dredd, there's crazy-ass shit here. Usually it kind of works out on that kind of stuff. Let's see. broader collaboration, a new line of action figures and collectibles featuring crossover designs combining Judge Dredd and Biker Mice from Mars characters. Those collectibles are scheduled for pre-order this fall with releases planned for 2027. The CEO of Nacelle thought it was too good to be true. I'm a massive fan of Judge Dredd for at least 35 years, and when Hunter suggested this collab, I warned him that he better not be punking me. Oh god, that's actually kind of funny. I'm like, I get that. Let's see. There's a special promotional event beginning Thursday, July 23rd at Comic-Con. Fans who visit the booths, Rebellion, Nacelle, and Oni press booths to collect official stamps on a Mega City 1 parking ticket will receive one of 500 limited edition art prints featuring the upcoming series by Eisner Award-winning artist David Finch. Oh, cool. So, let's see here. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. We've got a little bit of look there with the logos, but then we get this going on, which is kind of a cool cover. If it's a cover. Of course, the one that was at the top. Let's see. It'll be 40 pages and $7.99 for the first. We'll see if the second one is along the same kind of lines. Don't do that. We also got a look at Daniel Warren Johnson reveals new project, Chainkata, for November of 2026. This was just kind of interesting because I've started getting into Daniel Warren Johnson's work. I mean, I got into him. I think my first main one was the Beta Ray Bill series, limited series that they did, and then seeing what he was able to work on with the Transformers, and then the Absolute Batman Annual. Those are my main ones, but this is kind of interesting. I've also seen other kind of works from him, but I kind of want to look into him a little bit more. Let's see. So he kind of revealed this on X, formerly Twitter. Chicks with Chainsaws in Space. Chainkata comes to your local comic book shop November 26th. That looks pretty awesome. It's like, okie dokie. That's kind of nuts. And then they kind of revealed a little bit more. Major promotional push at this month's San Diego Comic-Con. Let's see. It will series follows Luma, a warrior queen armed with a chainsaw that journeys across space in search of an unknown power. Though she longs for peace, violence seems to follow wherever she goes, carrying her from one black hole to the next in a story filled with cosmic danger and explosive action. According to Image Comics, Chainkata combines the large-scale science fiction adventure found in Beta Ray Bill and Space Mullet with the emotional character work that define Extremity and Do a Power Bomb. Colors will once again be provided by longtime collaborator Mike Spicer. He'd been years in the making. Ever since my start in comics, I wanted to do a science fiction book that truly felt different from everything already out there. It was 2017 when I drew the first sketch of Luma, Chainkata's main character. From that point, it took me 9 years to come up with a story that I felt was worthy of being on the stands, and Chainkata is the end result of that journey. Pushed him further than any of his previous work. I pushed myself narratively and artistically further than I ever have before, and I believe it shows in the pages you'll be reading this fall. Please join me for an epic like none other. The chain awaits you. That's kind of cool. It's interesting that it comes off after he's come off of the Transformers ones. This is a different kind of thing. Well, it's probably not different, but I'm like, okay, that sounds like a very interesting premise. I liked what he was able to do with Beta Ray Bill, with that kind of one, and that had cosmic kind of science, spacefaring adventures. So this could be interesting. I mean, he does very good work. Now, art style. I like it. You might not like it. That's quite all right because of like certain kind of exaggerations that go with it. It's definitely one that like wouldn't be for everyone, and it depends upon how you like your action scenes kind of handled. But I'm interested in the premise and everything. It sounds like a pretty interesting one. Now, I'd probably maybe check it out in a trade back or whatnot, depending upon what goes on. But like, if that sounds interesting to you, keep an eye out for it and like get it to on your like pull list if you want to, because if you're into his work, look into it. Like, you probably already like know about it or whatnot, but if you haven't heard about it yet, go check it out, because he does some interesting kind of stuff. I did like what was going on with the Transformers, and I really liked how he handled Beta Ray Bill and what kind of went on with that. So that's kind of cool. So got some new series, got some interesting kind of crossovers going into effect. I didn't really expect like the like Weird Al, he does whatever he kind of wants. So having that with DC is kind of cool, but it wasn't kind of like the out of nowhere like Tomb Raider and G.I. Joe, which if you think about it, it's like, okay, you got your peanut butter and my jelly, we're fine with that. And Biker Mice from Mars and Judge Dredd again goes like, I didn't think about it, but you got your peanut butter and my jelly, and we're quite all right with this now. Let's kind of crack on it. So those are kind of interesting ones. If they interest you, check them out. Check out any other kind of previews. We'll probably have them kind of popping up with solicitations and kind of artwork and everything like that to get kind of more pricing and everything kind of going on. But yeah, so tell me what you guys think of the news in the comments below. If you liked them, if you didn't like them, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.